I'm gonna spell mommy's cards. Oh, hi everybody. This is Libra. Um, I'm sorry. When they came on, I was talking to my cat because my cat was like, "Hi, mom." So this is for Libras. I'm pulling a few cards here in the beginning. It's just the way it seems to be working out for whatever reason. And seeing where it goes, I'm a little thrown off with what I'm picking up. So maybe that's why. You guys got okay, no. I'm gonna start over. I'm sorry, I'm talking to them. You guys have a lot of face off going on. Like super masculine. See, my cards are going everywhere. Super masculine, feminine energy. It should be balancing. I mean, you're Libra for crying out loud. This is where I yell at the Libras in my life too, and I don't mean it in a bad way, um, because don't get me wrong, I have loved me some Libras in my life, but you guys tend to put yourself through a lot of hell. You're trying so hard to always make balance and harmony and peace for everybody else, and you guys have got to learn that's what the scales are. That's what the Libra sign is. That's not what you are. You're a Libra, but you aren't the sign. You aren't responsible for everything for everybody and making everybody happy. That's not your job. Your job is, balance and peace within your own life without putting yourself on the back burner. And with the energies that I'm getting for you is a whole lot of face off, a whole lot of soul and ego reflecting each other, a whole lot of mirroring, a whole lot of true acknowledgement, a whole lot of more private, personal, inner truths versus what you're allowing the outer world to see, and how much of that you're choosing to be conscious about. Now, I do say choosing to be conscious about because I feel like it's denial versus truly conscious of it. This has a lot to do with the way you're three-dimensionally viewing things. Stop trying to be perfect. Nobody's perfect. You can't do everything yourself. There are things you need to take action on, and you know it. Something's going on with the communication with the ears, the nose, the throat. Ears, nose, the throat. It's the throat and the ears. So communicating, actually listening, versus are you over communicating but you're not hearing, or are you hearing but you're not actually communicating? I don't know if you're saying that they're trusting it or they're not trusting it. Stop trying to over empower your intuition. Look into what the zeal point is, because I've got a lot of energy going on back there. That has to do with the negative energies once you've woken up and starting to when the zeal point, when you're still asleep, you're not awake yet, you're not conscious to the energy and all the spiritual stuff, so to speak. The zeal point does it keeps you protected when you're not awake. But once you're awake, then it becomes part of your spiritual responsibility on knowing how to rise with the dimensional energies and the vibrations. And when we keep viewing things and seeing things from a lower point of view, then that keeps us at a lower point of view, a lower vibrational frequency, which then allows the negativity to get in. And what they're saying is you need to start acknowledging where you're letting the lower vibration in so that you can stop, because that's coming from the way you're thinking. Maybe it's what you're hearing from the outer world. Maybe you're hearing too much of the negativity from the outer world and you need to stop listening to it, or stop listening or being a part of it. They're saying, what do you fear? Again, you don't have to be perfect. You're not responsible for anything other than you. So what do you fear? But a lot of this, you definitely need to look into the zeal point and start working on strengthening it, because it's one of the most powerful chakras and nobody ever talks about it. And you're just going everywhere because it's throwing me off. All right, I'm putting that deck down. I think that was just supposed. It was a shaman deck, so I think it was just for me. Yeah, you're letting stuff upstairs get all confused. Like I said this on another reading earlier, and what I'm getting is, what I'm getting is like a snowball. Like, you know how like you cram all the stuff together when you're doing a snowball, you pull all the snow together, and so before you can throw it, it's just you trying to cram everything together. And you're trying to cram it all together, make it all make sense, make it work. It's what Libras do a lot. You guys try to make everything work, and you're being the hands that fix it all when you're part of the snowball itself. So you gotta step back and realize that you're not responsible for all of it. Trust in your own psychic abilities. Step back. Allow yourself to go through this. You're not perfect. There's a lot of things going on. Like I said, there's a lot of private truths about yourself, insecurities that you're overcoming and growing through. And the outer world itself is doing its own number. Okay, what does Libra need to hear? What does Libra need to hear? I'm not doing this kind of energy. Go up. What does Libra need to hear? Jupiter abundance. Just like I was saying. Okay, Jupiter is in Pisces, and for you, isn't that just seventh house? Where did my phone go? It's the sixth house. It's the groups, the memberships, the people that you keep. Jupiter is here now. So this is your everyday task, your daily mundane tasks, the things that you overlook and don't think that are that big of a deal. Jupiter is now here, and he's here with Neptune. Now the sun's going to be moving in after the 18th into this house for you. So this is your sixth house. You've been in your fifth house. You're moving into your sixth. Um, the card Jupiter is abundance. It's abundance manifestation. It's higher knowledge. I mean, literally, it says abundance. So this has a lot to do with where you're thinking, and where your thinking is creating your manifestation. The dimensional thinking that you are on is creating the manifestation. And then when we get into the sixth house itself, because we're leaving the fifth house, we're going into the sixth house. The sun is moving. This is taking your creativity to a new level of understanding that the daily mundane tasks and our creativity also have everything to do with the people, places, and things that we keep and that we are a part of. Because ultimately, it is a food. It is a food, is an energy that you are feeding yourself. And when you are feeding yourselves from that abundance, from that I'm sorry, they're making me all kinds of like stoned. Like, when you're feeding yourself from the people, places, and things of the energies, the people that you keep, that is not just food, it's energy. And the energy that you keep is what you manifest and what you become. So if you don't want to be part of that activity, those people, those things that you do on a daily, regular basis, it's time to change them. This is the abundance that creates the manifestation. And this is saying with Jupiter here, it can give you all kinds of positive energy, but it all depends on what you're feeding your Jupiter. Sorry, it's the way it all just my mouth gets going. Um, like I said, you've been in the fifth house, you're moving into the sixth house because you are wherever the sun is. And the sun is speaking to you about, your creativity, your self-expression. What do you enjoy? What do you love? Are you getting the time to do the things that you enjoy? Are you getting the time to be a part of the things that you love? Or are you too strapped for time because of the people, places, and things that you keep? Are they keeping you from having to do by doing the things that other people want you to do because I need to do this and I need to do that and I got to make this person happy and I got to make this deadline and I got to do this, and ultimately you're at the back of the line again? Are you able to have the expression, the enjoyment, the life you desire, or is it on the back burner? This is a big part of what you're looking at right now. The next card out is Pluto and transformation. This is a moment of transformation for you. This is a moment of growing as you're going through this month. Is there anything else? Okay. Before I get into the astrology, yeah, they really have me like medicine head. So you guys really need to, step back and really get some clarity here. Really get some clarity as to what you value, what's important, so that you're going in the direction of what you really want to be in. Very clouded, very foggy. You're not getting the whole truth. You're not seeing the whole truth. Maybe you're keeping yourself from it. Cancer. This is the home on a universal level. This is my own deck. I created this deck technically. It's not one that's out. So this is speaking about your inner emotional security as well. This is speaking about the inner home. And remember, the home isn't just three-dimensional. It's three-dimensional, but we look at our root chakra, from the mainstream idea of the home, of having the bills paid, the roof over your head, the food. But your inner emotional security is found from within. It is not found outside. I mean, yes, on a three-dimensional level, we need these things, but the strength, the power, the creativity, the energy, your soul source energy comes from within. And are you listening to it? Are you tapping into it? Are you allowing others to manipulate you to where you're not being able to be in that creative expression? Do you get what I'm saying? This is where all of this is going. Are you nurturing what you love, what you want, what you desire in life? Or are you neglecting it and putting it on the back burner so that you can uh, either help someone else or be the good person, so to speak? Because the next thing out is Saturn. This is setting the rules, the walls, the boundaries. This is, you know, um, taking a new level of authority, not allowing the outer world to have authority over you. Pluto and Neptune both come out at the same time. This is stepping into your spirit, to your soul, not being afraid of it. Because anytime I get Pluto, it's like, though I walk through the shadow of death, I fear no evil. But Neptune is the magic, the fantasy, bringing all of it into reality, bringing the source energy into truth, stepping out of the three-dimensional. They're saying you have to learn to follow your intuition. Let me see what I get here, and then I'll see if I need to go back to any other cards. Um, All right, Libras, you are literally in your fifth and your sixth house, which is what we've been talking about. But let me break it down for you this way. In your fourth house, your inner emotional security. Like I said, what our three-dimensional world says is our security versus our vibrational soulful connection and our security. This is taking place for you inside of Capricorn. All right. Now, Capricorn's been loaded with all kinds of energy, so you're probably bouncing off the wall because that's what I'm doing right now. And so this is me channeling your energies. And so you're probably bouncing off the wall, kind of inflicted within yourself, going back and forth. You also have Mercury, which just had retrograde here, and it's still here until the 14th when it moves out and goes into Aquarius. But it's coming out and is going into Aquarius. We're still talking about your fourth house. You've got Mercury still here. You've Mercury getting ready to leave. You got Venus here. You've got Saturn here. And right now they're about to come, Venus and Mars, they're about to come on top of each other. This is bringing a balance, a yin, a yang, speaking to you about action, passion, value in your inner emotional security, in your soul, and finding it within yourself. All right. And you have Vista here, which is the keys to opening the door to the true higher self, the true self, the security that nobody can take from you. Every single one of us have somehow misplaced along the way, and being able to find it again. So this is finding a new way to start a brand new foundation. This is a very powerful moment, even though it feels very confused and conflicted and foggy. But this is just telling you this is a moment of your walking through it so that you can get past the confusion, so you can get past the fear of the not understanding how to step into your magic, is ultimately what this is. After the 14th, no, after the 17th, when Mars passes Venus, it's going to be more about taking more action. The second half of the month is going to be talking to us about taking more action, getting out of our comfort zones, stepping out of, you know, inflexible, trying to handle it all by myself in the way of it has to be my way. This is learning how to step into a new part of you that is new to you. Now, to develop new securities. Your fifth house, like we were talking about, you got Mercury getting ready to come in here. Mercury is going to be coming in here after the 14th, coming closer and closer throughout the whole end of the month to Saturn, which is going to be talking about that fifth house of saying, hey, this is what I want in life. This is what I enjoy in life. This is what makes me tick. I'm happy when I do these things, and I need to be part of this. And it's going to be showing you where and who is standing in the way of these things. Pay good attention because it's showing you how to shift the rules, the walls, the boundaries so that you can get these things. And where are these things working for you and where are they not? Where do you need more of it? Where do you need less of it? This is what it's going to be talking about, and how to communicate it with yourself for the truth of what you need versus how do you communicate it with the outer world and actually make it happen. And then it's stepping into that sixth house, which is what makes it happen. Okay, so this is like an understanding of not just how to take a step or how to, you see what I'm doing? This is magic. This is learning how to actually send it out. This is how to actually, not just manifest, but to actually put it into that outer world, to bring it into reality. This is what they're doing to me. So, this is what you're learning to do. You're learning how to bring it into reality by understanding where you've been getting it wrong or where you've been allowing others to push you around so that you couldn't get it right. So you're learning to see this. Now you're also um Yeah, and you're going to need to learn to take action in that situation in general because the abundance will back it up. The abundance will back it up. And if you're not, like I said, because you got Jupiter, if you're not taking that action, then the abundance and the manifestation will go against you. So this is something you need to realize. Trust, trust in what you want your soul is telling you. Trust in that intuition. Believe in that. It's a higher part of your soul that's telling you where you really need it to be. And realize, yeah, there's gonna be some relationship grief here. But that's just telling you what you need to let go of, what doesn't serve you anymore. So that you know where you need to let stuff go. Now, as you go into your seventh house is the relationships itself. This is where Chiron is. So this is the wounded healer. This is how you're learning to set a new foundation for relationships that strengthen your life and actually create what you truly desire instead of what you're settling for. All right. This is where it's taking you. The eighth house is Uranus is here with the North Node, which goes right back to the rules, the walls, the boundaries. All of the abundance is coming in for you according to how you're communicating what you desire, what you need, what you want, and what you will and will not accept. So this is all about those rules, walls, and boundaries right now for you. And then how are you going to take that into the outer world and actually create it and bring it into fruition? This is saying trust in it, believe in yourself, know that you're worth it, and start going after it from that aspect. But you have got to clear up the funky junk that's going on in here because there's some false info here, which is keeping you fogged. So you've got to see past your own denials or the denials that people are trying to put on you. But you're going to be acknowledging a lot of this over the next month, 2 months, as the energies are doing their movement. But like I said, this is definitely a movement forward. This is definitely a good thing for you, a new healing, a growth of coming into your true self, figuring out more of who you are and what you desire, what you really want. It's learning how to step into it. If you just keep the path, it's going to work out, but you have to keep the path and you got to keep telling yourself the truth about it. I love you guys. Bye.